Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. And let's see, this is part 5. And this is going to be the last part. Even if I have to like speed color through some of these leaves, I've got to get the leaves and the background done. And I really don't want to go over 5 parts. So yeah, that is what we're going to work on today. I did, and I don't know if this is really, that super important, but you know how when you sit and you look at something or you step away from a page and then you go back and you look at it and you're like, oh, this should have been, darker, or this should have been, I need to add some more of this or whatever. There are some bits on her hair that I'm probably going to come through. Maybe even off camera, I don't know. I am going to come through and do a little bit more darkening of some of these areas because I really want a little bit more depth in her hair. And right now, there's not quite enough of those, really dark shadows in the hair. So I'm not going to do it all here. I'm just going to kind of come in and just add a few more bits of depth. And I'm also going to add a few more flyaways, but I want them to be a little bit messier. So when I go to do the flyaway hairs, or the rest of them, I'm going to make it kind of a messy, uneven, what am I trying to say? Like these were very swoopy and smooth. And I want some of these hairs to be a little bit more organic, little crazier. So I probably will do a little bit of that. And you can see holding the pencil back quite a bit further helps greatly in making the ease of making those lines a little wonky is a little bit easier. So off camera, I probably will just darken up some of these a little bit, but you will have access to the colored version, so you can use that for reference if you want to. All right, so let's I think I'm going to start with the stems, and I'm going to use light umber for the stems. And let's just get some of those drawn in here. Why the stems? No idea. Just because that's what I picked to do. All right, and then this big one, we'll do some espresso. Let's do a little bit of white. A little bit of the light umber. A little bit more espresso. And this is all just because I don't like things that are just solid. Usually, I usually want, a little bit of something else. I think these were all fine. Oh, I made that one a little wider than I intended, but I think that's okay. All right, so next color I'm going to use is, I think, yellow Chartreuse. I have to kind of figure out, actually, I'm going to do a little, you got to bear with me for a second here. This leaf was supposed to go to this stem, and I think I made that stem go kind of wonky. I'm going to put a little bit of white on this stem here. Just a little bit here. Let's just work on maybe a couple of leaves at a time. I think that will work better for me too. So we'll do these three first. So we're putting the yellow Chartreuse in. So here's probably what I need to do is look away from my original, because I'm trying so hard to copy the original, and I don't know that that's, I mean, yes, I love the original, but I'm afraid I'm going to be spending all my time worrying about if I'm doing the right colors or not, when really that's not so important. This is apple green. And what else was I using? Chartreuse. Sorry, I let myself get distracted there for a second. So there's the Chartreuse. Here's our apple green. And this is where the odd color is going to come in, and you're going to be like, what? So then I'm going to take some chestnut. Put a little bit of that in here. Blending it a little bit more with the Chartreuse. And what else do I want? Let's do some of this, the apple green down here. I also think I want to do some light umber. Not my finger. Now, I'm not crazy about what I've got going on here right now. So I'm going to put a little bit of white right on that, right down the center. And maybe before I decide, because I do like that a little bit better, let's just maybe do all three of these leaves and see what happens. I'm going to do, instead of the yellow Chartreuse, for the, what are these called? Veins. These veins that go down here. I'm going to use white this time. All right, so now I've got some Limepeel here. I've got the yellow Chartreuse, Limepeel, regular Chartreuse. We'll start there. Let's do this yellow Chartreuse first. Oh yeah, and apple green. Okay, let's do some apple green. All right, let's do a little bit of Chartreuse. And let's try the Chestnut again. There's these yellowy Chartreusey colors. I think I've talked about this before. Looks so nice with the Chestnut. I don't know what it is, but I really like it. Okay, what do I want now? Let's try some Limepeel. It's not too bad. Let's do some Kelp Green. That's probably enough. All right, let's do white again. I liked the way that worked, so let's do these veins in white. This one we're going to do darker, so I'm going to use the Kelp Green. That does not look like the right color. I think I know what I did here, so Kelp Green. Then let's take some of our Celadon Green. Put that over the top. All right, and I guess Limepeel. Let's just try this. A little bit more Celadon Green. Bring that down just a little bit. Okay, now you can do one of two things. You can take your chestnut. You want it to be kind of sharp because you need a sharp point, but not so sharp that it's going to break if you press on it. And you can make little dots on the leaves with the chestnut pencil. Or you can, if you have one of these, and it doesn't have to be this brand, but these are my Arteza Inkonic pens. You've seen me probably use these before. I really love these for making my little leaf dots, because you guys know I love my little leaf dots. And they just, you don't have to worry about your pencil breaking. You don't have to worry about, you know, anything. But they just do such a great job. So either chestnut, you know, you could use light umber or espresso. This one is the A164 of the Artezas. Yeah, I really like those pencils or markers. Really like those markers. All right, so there we go. One set of leaves done. Let us go ahead and do maybe this one back in here. So I think I want to take this light umber and bring that down in here. Okay, then let's do our white. I know I'm really up at the very top of my window here. I hope that's okay. If I can, I will zoom in post-production. I'll zoom in a little bit. All right, you know, let's just do this one too. What the heck? Do I want white or do I want yellow chartreuse? Let's do yellow chartreuse for this one. This one here, I want dark. So this is Kelp Green, sorry. Kelp Green. And let's do some apple green on top of that. I'm going to do a little bit of espresso. That's fine. All right, let's do, this is just too high up. I'm going to move this because I can't. I'm just going to have to. Let's try it this way. Okay, so this is apple green. I'll do that on this one too. let's do some Celadon Green. And let's do some yellow Chartreuse. And then some light umber. I'm not super happy about this. I'm going to take my kelp. I mean, really, they don't have, it's probably fine. I'm being, you know, weird. Because once we get them all done, they're gonna look good. All right, let's do some, I don't know. Yeah, I am. I'm trying really hard to get these to match the first one that I did, and all I did was write down the colors that I used. I didn't write down, like, you know, do it in this order or this order. So you're going to get a little bit different look every, you know, just by your color choices, which is fine. That's good. I like it when my coloring page that I do for you guys kind of matches the one that I'm going to put in the as the example. So I'm seriously debating on looking for another color that I didn't write down that I used, but as I'm looking at this, I'm saying in my head, are you sure you didn't use dark green instead of... So I'm going to pull out dark green. I just want to see what this... I like this. I'm going to add this into the mix of colors that I'm using because it just seems like the right color. Okay, this is apple green. And kelp green. I know some people don't like to use a ton of colors on leaves, but I feel like you get a lot more interesting leaves when you throw a bunch of color down on them. Okay. Not happy yet. Where's my... Seriously, oh, there it is. God, I'm notorious for that. It's like I just used it. How is it gone? I'm just adding a little bit of light umber on this one. And I think on this one. And the other part of me feels like I'm just really liking the white better. So I think that's what I'm going to use from now on. For these particular leaves, I really like the look of the lines showing pretty heavily. So white seems to work better for that. Let's do a little bit of kelp. like the way that one came out. Not so crazy about these three. I think that just means I haven't worked on them enough. This is still Kelp Green. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, this is yellow Chartreuse. Let's put some Chestnut in here. Maybe a little bit on this one too. Here's your Chestnut pencil or your own marker. I think that's okay. All right. Carrying on. I think we'll use white and then cover it with the yellow. That might make it a little bit brighter. Do I think all right, let's start with Kelp Green. Sorry, I have to turn this. All right, let's do some dark green. That's not quite it either. Let's do some yellow Chartreuse. I just love how this color just like brightens up the colors underneath it so much. All right, no, I don't want that. I want Kelp Green. My pencil, my white pencil, was just a little bit too thick, like not quite sharpened enough, so it really made these lines quite thick. do a little bit of Celadon on this one. Like, truly, this is like, if you have these colors and you're using, you know, the same color palette, I think you can just intermingle them, mix and match, and really get a nice look. You don't have to follow me exactly if you don't want to. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to replicate something that I did already, not knowing what I used. Isn't that fun? Okay, let's do some Kelp Green. I want this to be darker and the edge to be darker. That's better. And let's do some, instead of that other one, let's use Limepeel on top of this one. Yeah, good. It's good. Oh, I gotta come back and do that one. All right, so let's, on this one, let's use Celadon Green first. And then let's go over it with Limepeel. And let's do some light umber. I actually think I want some light umber on this one too. And let's do some Chartreuse. This is Kelp Green. All right, let's do a little bit of white. Oh, that's pretty. That like brings out the blues. Let's do a little bit of that over here too and see what that does. Nice. Okay. Should we do that here too then? Why not? Okay, let's add some. All right. Good. Let's do this one. I'm going to sharpen my white pencil. I'm going to bring some light umber in here. Gosh, a sharp pencil makes such a difference. Yeah, much better. All right, I'm going to put some yellow chartreuse, some apple green. Let's start with chartreuse, though. Let's start there. And a little bit here. And then some apple green. Let's do some jade. Let's just throw all the colors on here. Why not? And some yellow chartreuse. Okay, now I want some chestnut. And some light umber. Chartreuse. Okay, I think I want a little bit more of an outline on this one. I don't know why. I'm just going to darken the edges. I like that better. Let's do that. That's better. Okay, let's do this one. This is Kelp Green in my hand. And a little bit of white. Let's do dark green first on this one. Then let's try Chartreuse. Right over the top of everything. And we'll do some Kelp Green. Let's take some white. And some, let's use Espresso this time. How about that? Just a tiny little bit. Okay, let's do Celadon on this one. We'll do some apple green. And some light umber. Okay. I think for this one, I will go ahead and use the yellow Chartreuse. Oh, here we go. This is the... Now I see. Okay. Let's do a little bit of white, just to make it easier to see. And then Kelp Green. Take some Celadon. And let's go ahead and use Chestnut. This one, let's do Chestnut down the center. And I'm going to use white on this one. Let's do some apple green. Some Chartreuse. Love it. do Kelp Green. On the edges. I might blend that a little bit. That's better. And let's do a little bit more of the apple on this edge. Doing good so far. I like this. I like that Celadon color right there. That little bit of bluey color. Maybe we'll do that over here. So let's do white. We'll start with apple green. We'll do a little bit of Celadon green. I'll do some Celadon up here. But then I'm going to brighten it with Chartreuse. And Chestnut. Some kelp. Okay, let's white right there. Okay, this one. Use kelp to kind of define that one a little bit better. But then Celadon on the inside of the leaf. And maybe apple green. Good. Well, we might actually, this is moving along pretty good, so, yay. All right, this one and this one I want quite yellow. do some apple green here with some kelp green. And then I'm not sure which one of these. This is the yellow chartreuse. I think that's what I want. So yellow chartreuse. This one. And then chestnut. Just lightly. Let's do a little bit of kelp. Kelp green. A little bit more white. Let's try using this for the dots. It's a little bit softer. But I do think you have to slow down a little bit more with these, or else you get a dash instead of a dot. For some reason, at least I do. I don't always want a dash. I want little dots. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna do white. I'm just going to do these two to start with. Let's get some yellow chartreuse right here. Actually, let's do this whole leaf. I'm going to use some white on this as well on the edge. And then the kelp green. do a layer of kelp and then a layer of dark green. I think I'm going to put a little bit of dark green on this side as well, so that it kind of ties the two colors together a little bit better. Okay, this one I want, let's do Limepeel. I'm sorry, this is Chartreuse, not Limepeel. Chartreuse. Let's do some Celadon Green. Let's do that over here as well. And some Kelp Green. Do some chestnut. Kelp Green. I'm going to blend this one. Let's see, let's use Chartreuse maybe to blend. That got that a little bit bright. And then a blender. This goes down the center. These. Do some yellow chartreuse. Some apple green. Some kelp green. to do a little bit more Chartreuse. Going to take this kelp and kind of just shadow the above the center line here. And then let's take some white. I like that. I think that's okay. All right. Let's do white. Yeah, the white is working out okay. I think I'm going to stick with it. I was almost going to stop, but all right, yellow Chartreuse. Do Kelp Green. Apple Green. Light Umber. I'm thinking, sorry, let's do some Kelp Green on this bottom edge here. I feel like this line that I did is too too hard. So I'm gonna blend it into the leaf so that it's not just a dark line. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of Kelp Green under the vein there. Let's do some chestnut up here. And Chartreuse. Just gonna fix this right here because I kind of went crazy with the pen. There we go, that's better. Okay, we're almost finished with leaves. Can't believe it. It went actually quite a bit faster than I thought it was going to. color. Okay, I'm going to do this one first. This one is underneath this one, so we want this to be nice and dark. This is Kelp Green. And I'm lightening up that pressure a little bit so that it's not as heavy. I'm going to put it out here. Let's do some kelp. Sorry, Celadon, that was kelp. Celadon. Maybe a little bit in here. Then let's do some yellow chartreuse and then regular chartreuse. And I think some white. This is not dark enough yet for me, so I'm going to take the dark green. It's not necessarily darker than the Kelp Green, but it needs needed something. I didn't want it to be as yellow as the Kelp Green, so this is a good color, I think. All right, this does not look yet how I want it to, so I'm going to put some of this in here, in between the veins, a little bit. And I think some light umber. Do light umber as the color that goes under the center vein. That's good. All right, I'm going to put some white on the edge of this leaf. Some chartreuse. Apple green. Kelp green. And I think kelp green along the center. little bit of chestnut. Just a little. Blend it. Some dots. And let's do some Celadon. Apple green. Let's try a little lime peel instead. We haven't used that yet. I'm not crazy about that. I think it was the apple green I didn't like, so I'm going to put a little bit of kelp green under the vein. Maybe some more. Cover up this. I think it needs some chartreuse. Let's do some yellow chartreuse. And light umber. There we go. That's better. White. All right, guys, I think that is, yeah, that's the leaves. Yay. Okay, so we totally have time to do the background. Let me grab the gelatos that we're going to need for that, and I will be right back. All righty, so for the background, I have got Persimmon, which I guess they're also calling orange khaki. That's interesting. I always call it, it's funny how I always pick the name that I think is the prettier of the two names. And turmeric. So persimmon and turmeric, and white, which is coconut. And I have a couple of others pulled out, and we'll see about those. So get a decent amount of the coconut on here. Every time I place a Dick Blick order, I always add some open stock coconut gelatos to my order. I wish that Dick Blick carried all of the colors open stock. They do not, unfortunately, which is really a bummer. And it never seems to be the colors that I really, really want, of course. Alrighty. I don't remember what I did before. I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. I'm going to start with coconut. I want to make sure that I'm always going to be in frame for you on this. Let's just do this. And I know sometimes it makes it hard to see. All right, so I'm going to put some of this down. This is kind of random because what I really want is a modeled, background with these colors in it. And So really that's all I'm doing right now with the white is putting down some of the lighter color. All right, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with this brush because it's white, so. And then I'm gonna use some of this Persimmon. I am going to turn my paper though because it will just make it a lot easier for me. The nice thing about a color like this, I'm going to just switch to a smaller brush, is that you don't have to worry about going over your leaves. It'll look just fine. Okay, I'm going to turn her over because I want to try and keep my hand out of your way. Okay, next color is the Turmeric. This is the one I really like. This one coming on here really, I don't know what it does. It looks when I added this, it was like, oh yeah. It made the background, I guess, richer looking to me. All right, so I have in my notes, and I can kind of tell that I did that, was that I used a little bit of the Creme De Menthe. I don't know if it needs it, to be honest. I mean, we can try it and see what it looks like. Let's just try it. Okay, so that's the Creme De Menthe. It's a real kind of a grayish green. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like one more dimension, one more interesting mix of color in there. I do actually like that, so I am glad I did that. You wouldn't think that those colors would go well together, but they do. All right, let's do a little bit. Don't you just love how fast a background comes together when you use gelatos? I just can't, I can't imagine wanting to use anything else. All right. I think I'm almost done. I am having the urge to put just a tiny little bit more of this aquamarine onto the wings. They're just not quite as blue as I want them. So that's what's nice. The gelatos are buildable once the colors are dry. It's really easy to come in and add another layer. So a little bit more of that. And what did I use? Gold champagne. I kind of want a little bit more gold champagne too. And then we'll be done. Let's see, I'll use this. I think I can get away with using this yellow brush. There we go. That's it. I think that's it. So now I might come in here and put a little bit more white right here. Let that light hit her. That's good. I might put a little bit more. Something else. One more little thing I want to do. I want to do something a little bit darker on the tip of her ear. I don't know if that's... If I want it to be purple, more purple. I'm kind of leaning towards a purpley color. So let me pull out Black Grape. So I've got Black Grape, and I also have Nectar. I'm just going to blend it with the Nectar. And I also think I want a little bit I think she's done. I'm just kind of going over it to make sure I didn't miss anything to where I'm gonna, you know, smack my hand into my head because I missed something really obvious. Not that I would ever miss something really obvious. Okay, let's just do a little bit of shadow under this. This I feel is kind of not. God, it's amazing what how much I love blenders. Did I add enough black in here now? I could probably go darker. I went darker. But on the other hand, I kind of like it the way it is. I think it's good. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I will probably go ahead still and put the original one in for the reference photo. Because that's kind of what I used as my reference photo when I did this for you guys, you know, on film. So, all right, I am going to call this one done. I am going to say that I think for me personally, she's probably one of my favorite, one of the favorite pieces that I've done so far. Oh, I like that. Let's just take some light umber and add a few hairs off onto the wings. Some loose hairs. We don't always want those hairs to be white. Sometimes we want them to be. There we go. That's just really soft and subtle. I'm happy with that. All right, guys, I'm going to call that one a wrap. I hope you had fun. Maybe learned something. And if you didn't, that's okay too. I will be back again as soon as I can. Things are still kind of up in the air as far as family things go, but I will do my best to not be away for too long, and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Love to you all. Bye.